How's it going, everyone? My name is Brad, and I started this channel because I had no one left to talk to about music. I love to talk punk, pop punk, emo, alternative, metal, and basically anything that rocks. I also just love ranking stuff, so who knows what could end up being ranked on here. The mission here is to find more rockers out there and build up a dialogue about what I love and what you love. This video is volume number 3 in a series about one of my favorite bands of all time, Bayside. In this series, I'm going to be going through each of their albums, from most recent to oldest, and I'm going to be ranking the songs on each album from my least favorite to my most favorite. Then, at the end, I'll take all my favorite songs from the albums, and I will be ranking those songs to crown a best Bayside song of all time. But remember, this is all about my opinion until you guys sound off in the comments about yours, so please do. Now, let's break down 2014's Cult. Cult is what I consider to be Bayside's most experimental album. It's like they had some ideas and decided that they just didn't care what anybody thought. It was as though they made it for the fans, thus the title, Cult. And Cult is quite a departure from Killing Time, which we'll get to in the next video. Here we go. Number 11, I have Something's Wrong. I don't love this song, but I would say, Bayside is like pizza. When it's bad, it's still pretty darn good. This is another album that I think should have just had 10 songs. I'm not going to spend much time on this. Moving on to number 10, I have Objectivist On Fire. This song opens up really cool and then goes off into a nice, soft, gentle little verse. It has a cool chorus with oohs and ahs, but I feel like something's missing here. My little brother loves this song, but I think it's a little overrated and actually got moved down at the last second, right before I started finalizing my notes. I moved this from 7th to 10th. A really cool bridge on here keeps this one from falling even further. In case you're wondering, today I'm drinking a massive gallon of water. For number 9, I have Bear With Me. My little brother really loves this one too. It kind of seems like everybody comes to Bayside for something different, but something's got to be 9th. I really don't love the Ashes to Ashes pre-chorus, but this chorus is a really hard driver. I think there's just less here for me to love than there is to just kind of feel okay about. Also, I don't like that this song follows Stuttering in the track list. Their verses sound very similar, and I think that hurts this song when you're playing the album from start to finish. So my number 8 is Big Cheese. This is a really cool way to start this album. Booming drums, but for some reason I can't help feeling like this song is like an intro. It's kind of short and just kind of has an intro vibe to me. What keeps this one from flipping further down is the crowd chanting, "Cult! Cult!" And, well, if you know the album, you know that there is a gut-punching solo that will make your eyes bleed in this one. Probably the best solo on this whole album. For number 7, a little bit hot takey, but I have Stuttering. This is a fun and nifty little song with organs in the pre-chorus. I really dig how the kick drum stutters. Like the song's called Stuttering. I love the little lead lick when they come out of the chorus. The verses on here are really bouncy with really curious lyrics. I thought this was actually going to be my lowest ranked song on here because I haven't given it a lot of spins because I kind of thought it was an annoying song. I was wrong though. This is a nice jam with a top shelf breakdown. And I'm going to say this is a really solid Bayside song. But from here to the end, these songs really, really ramp up fast. For number 6, I have Hate Me. The more I listened to this while I prepared for the ranking, the more this grew and grew on me. It grew on me so much that it actually almost got pushed to my number 3 spot. Which my number 3 song, spoiler alert, was in contention for my number 1 spot for a while. This song may have the coolest verses on Cult, with the bass and the drums running the show. It has a highly creative lead lick that follows each chorus, and this song has a really cool bridge with the lines that are being sung also being whispered right after them. You gotta kind of pay close attention, but it's super eerie. And then for number 5, I have Youre No Match. What makes this song really stand out is its time signature changes during certain transitions in the song. This has a super rad little lick headed into the second verse. I keep trying to justify moving this song down the rankings, but it keeps holding its own. Every time I try to move it, I listen to it again and it moves its way back up to into the top 5. This song has tons of different parts and great lyrics in the chorus. You were the monster I was scared you'd be. Time signature in the bridge, and what might be my favorite bridge on this whole album. I always do this, I always do this. Check the song out. I think this bridge is what keeps this song in the top 5. Alright, for my number 4, I have Transitive Property. This song is easily the most creative and somehow the most poppy that Bayside gets on Cult. I think this could be on the radio, except the only problem is that it actually has some depth to it, so it would not belong on the radio. It has an earworm of an opening with really cool guitar and drums, nice little personal verses, check out the lyrics. But this song is all about 1, the chorus, 2, this top shelf bridge, and 3, people. This solo is like high art. It sounds like a Steve Vai or something, some classical guitarist from the 90s. Jack OShea is so underappreciated, not only in this genre, but overall. You're my rock if I'm still yours. Great stuff. Moving on to my number 3. Let me take a breath, because I have one word for you, and that word is metal. The Widest Lie. In style and in production, Widest Lie is like a sequel to the Killing Time album. It could totally have been on that album, but it rounds out Cult perfectly with a full-on metal horn-inducing lead part with a chorus that you're going to be singing in your sleep. Horns are definitely up for this one. I often consider this one to be my favorite on Cult, but upon closer observation, it does lack a true solo, which can hurt it in the rankings. This one has fist-pumping gang vocals to round it out. This is how you end an album. Alright, starting with this one, I'm going to be making a change to the way that I do the ending rankings. I'm going to be taking a break as I head into the songs on the album that are going to make it into the final song rankings for the band. I'm going to be picking songs from each album to move into the finals. And then at the end, I'll actually be ranking a larger group of songs. Because some of these albums have 2, 3, 4, and one album may even have 5 entries that have to make it into the top. Moving on to number 2, and the first song off of Cult that's going to make it into the finals is Time Has Come. This song has everything, okay? Top-notch verses, a pre-chorus, my head it hurts today. Yes, it does actually. A true sing-along chorus that anyone who breathes air can get into. Oohs and ahs that are reminiscent of Billy Joel. I really think it'd be cool if Bayside covered The Longest Time by Billy Joel. This one has a beautiful solo that just keeps going into the last chorus with stellar support from, you guessed it, the rhythm section, crushing it in the background. Goes a cappella for a second, and then one last chorus. There seems to be a segment of fans out there who don't like when Bayside writes songs that are easily accessible to the ear, but I call this one a 10. And lastly, my number 1, if Time Has Come is a 10, well, Pigsty is an 11. Bro, I heard you were looking for the perfect song. Well, guess what? I have found it.
So when you lose your mind, you'll find it at the bottom of the mess. That's your life.
Savage lyrics that really let someone know what you're thinking about them. Your name is dirt, and I've got you under my nails. Right when this song starts, as soon as I hear the drum roll every single time, I start to prepare my face for the melting that is certain to come. The pre-choruses on here have really cool hi-hat work going on, and that leads you into what I would say is the second best chorus on Cult. But hold on just a second. PSA, when you hear a drum roll again, you had seriously better put on your safety harnesses, because what comes next is a life-altering solo in which the main hook in it is Jack just bending the strings. I put this moment in Pigsty as an all-time top Bayside moment. And then the song doesn't even let up after the solo. The drums kick it up to an 11 with oohs and ahs. I can talk about this song all day. It has a slowed down mosh pit chorus with what we'd call now a throwaway Bayside lead part behind it. It's not even close on Cult. It's all about Pigsty here. And there you go. That is going to be my song ranking for Bayside's 6th album, Cult, from 2014. Coming soon will be my ranking for Killing Time from, somehow, I can't believe it, 2011. But have fun, and whatever you do, don't be normal.